Hey y'all, notice anything different about the face? Yes, brows. I got them microbladed yesterday, so I couldn't put makeup close to them at all. Yeah, I like them. I think they're a bit too natural for me. The color is going to go down. There's a little bit of swelling, but they look good otherwise. I definitely want them thicker. I think they're a bit too natural. Like, they look really close to my natural brows. And this one's off just a smidge more. But yeah, anyway, let's get into what we are talking about today. We're talking about the Neutrogena Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. So I tried out a couple new products from this line, and I finally seen this in Walgreens. I picked it up. I got the shade 30, which is sheer tan. They didn't have a medium. They only had 3 shades. I paid $15 for this. So if you guys are interested in how this works and the coverage, all that good stuff, then I hope you subscribe. Also, if you are new here, I use only natural lighting. I want you guys to see my skin, see my imperfections. I want you to see my redness, my pores, and if this product covers, how it covers, all that good stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, I hope you subscribe, and let's hop in. So this looks crazy and I know it, but I'm hoping that it looks a little less crazy once we have makeup on. But yeah, they definitely need to lighten up a bit, and I believe I want them thicker. I told her that I wanted them natural, but they're just a little too natural. They look not very different from my natural brows. So yes, disregard these. We're going to try to make this work. So I am going to steer clear of my brows. I'm not supposed to have makeup on them or near them, so I would like for them to heal properly. Yes. So I'm gonna try using this with my hands first. Sorry guys, I've got to get my mirror right. Oh, son of a bee. Gonna use the hands first, and they had 3 shades of this at the Walgreens that I was in, so let's hope they have more, because 3 shades is shit. Like, let's get real, that is ridiculous. So let me put some of this on my fingers. I'm going to kind of rub it in, and then we'll start to rub it on. I think it's pretty sheer, so definitely have sunscreen in it. Wow, I can smell it, which I actually like sunscreen, the scent of it. I do. I really like it. Yeah, we can definitely make this shade work. And it feels pretty good. Doesn't feel thick, but you can tell the, like, there's not a whole lot of slip to it. Okay, I've got some more. I'm going to be pretty careful here up on the forehead. As careful as I can be. That was not a lot, but wow, it spreads pretty good. I'm sorry, that was my dog. We had some issues this week with my dog. We ended up having to rush him to the vet, and he was having seizures, which he's never had before. And it got really, really bad. Like, they never really quit. So they think that he got into some sort of poison. And luckily he spent the night. They gave him fluids and all of that good stuff. And luckily he's been doing really good for 3 days now. So fingers crossed. Like, gosh, it was Monday and I cried all day Monday. Literally all day. So he is doing so much better, thank goodness. Looks a little darker on my forehead, and I think that's because I didn't get to blend it out as well as I did on the cheeks. So I'm gonna kind of keep rubbing here, But like I said, I can't really go near the brows. So we're just gonna kind of keep rubbing. I'm just gonna run this on the neck so we're not completely off. They only had fair, light, and then, what is this called? Sheer tan. So fair, light, and tan. They didn't even have a medium. I would have definitely went medium, but like I said, that was a no-go. They didn't have one. So I'm gonna see how this looks with a brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit here and just see if we can build it up any more. Okay, that was definitely too much, but I'm gonna push this into the skin. I'm not really going to swipe. I'm gonna push, so that way we're getting maximum coverage. Definitely oxidizes a little bit or dries down a little bit darker once you set it on the skin. You can see it definitely gets a bit darker. Yeah, there's not a lot of play here. It's definitely still light coverage, but I really like the finish. It's glowy, but it's not overly glowy, and it doesn't feel super heavy on the skin. That's one thing for me when I'm wanting something like this that you can kind of throw on, do minimal makeup, be out the door. I don't want it to feel heavy or super sticky. This one does not feel heavy. It actually feels really nice on the skin, like you're getting some moisture, but it's not overly aggressive, you know, like the Ilia foundation or skin tint. It's not like that. It's not super sticky, but you still have a really nice glow. So I'm going to throw on the Neutrogena Concealer. This is kind of that whole line. So let's go ahead and throw some of this on. And I do like this concealer. I think it's really pretty, medium coverage. I like it. Going to use this little e.l.f. brush to blend it out, and then I will probably go over it with a sponge. A brush never gets my concealer as smooth as a sponge. So that's kind of how I like to do things. A brush is going to give you more coverage, but a sponge, it's kind of like, you just can't compare to the finish of a sponge. You just can't. Well, it looks really good, actually. It's definitely brightening. I'm gonna add one more layer. Yeah, I still think this has a solid medium coverage. I really do like the coverage that it gives, especially with a lighter look overall. I think it looks really good. I think this looks really nice. So I am going to go ahead and set everything. I am gonna set the face, but I don't really think that you have to with this one. It's pretty set, surprisingly. Like, it's not sticky, and I love that. So just to add a little bit more coverage, I am going to set it, but again, you do not have to set this. Sorry, my camera rudely just cut me off. But yeah, it's not sticky in the slightest. So again, you would not have to set it. But I'm going to go off camera. We will be back to talk about this. Okay, lovelies. So I set the under eyes with my Urban Decay Velvetizer powder. And I set the face just lightly with the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Powder. I really like that one. It adds just the slightest bit of coverage, if at all. This is what we're working with. I threw on a little bit of Butter Bronzer and the Maybelline Rose Gold kind of pinky highlighter. And this is where we are. So I really like the way it looks. I did a very tiny wing in my Allure 117 lashes. And yeah, so we are going to do a wear test on this. So I will see you guys way later on tonight. It's crazy. This is so stinking close to the color that I already had on earlier. It's weird. Okay, let's talk about this foundation. We got 8 hours in. I would have liked to have went longer, but I need to wash this off my face. I gotta feed the dog and all that, take care of that guy who is still currently laying right over there. But yes, he is doing much better. It was such a scary, scary situation. Like, he just could not stop shaking. He couldn't walk at all. He could barely lift his legs. He literally could not walk. When the vet called and we went to pick him up, I'm sorry, I'm rambling again about this, but when we went to pick him up, I was hoping that he could walk. Like, had you seen him the day before, you would have thought he probably wouldn't even be able to. But he did, and oh my gosh, he's getting better day by day. So, yes. Anyway, so 8 hours. It is just barely breaking apart in just a couple of places. I mean, barely. I think this one would wear really nicely. If you have oily skin, I would definitely suggest using a matte powder to set this. But if you have dry skin, you could use an even glowy primer underneath, give you more moisture. But I like this one, I do. Especially for spring and summer, if you want an easy, really quick look. I think this is nice, but you're getting sheer to light coverage. Let me check, actually, while we're at it. Okay. This does have an ingredient that I don't like, which is oxybenzone. It's got 2% of that. I tend to like SPFs. I like physical SPFs, mineral SPFs, not chemical. So take that into consideration. This does have chemical SPF in it, but as far as the actual coverage goes, all of that, I like this one, but I have others that I like better for this particular, what am I thinking? For what I would use it for, which is really quick and out the door spring summer makeup. So I like this one. It broke down just a little bit. It's not my favorite. I do like it. I'm not going to say I wholeheartedly recommend this, especially seeing the oxybenzone in there, but it's good. It's not great. Like I said, I have others that I do think perform so well. Physical sunscreens in them, I really, really love them. So if you guys want to see an updated version of like my favorite SPF products, let me know. I can definitely do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope my eyebrows weren't too much of a distraction for you. But yeah, I am so glad to sit down and talk to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It was really nice to talk about my Chuck Norris, which is my dog. It was nice to talk about that, and yeah, I love you guys. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.